Welcome back to another episode of Entertainment News Break. We're your hosts. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Taylor. Today we have some exciting new movies coming to theaters, season premieres you've been waiting for, and some movies and television coming to Netflix later this month.
We've all heard the myth about Ouija boards and how they seem to conjure up evil spirits. And that's exactly what the first movie on our list is about this week. Ouija, Origin of Evil tells the story of a single mother with two daughters who run a scam business to provide income for their family. But what happens when the youngest daughter accidentally comes into contact with an evil spirit? Catch Ouija, Origin of Evil in theaters on October 21st. Let's take a look at the trailer.
The term Keeping Up with the Joneses is taken quite literally in our next film. The second movie on our list, Keeping Up with the Joneses, makes its way into theaters on October 21st. Living in an ordinary world in the suburbs, a couple, played by Isla Fisher and Zach Galifianakis, are neighbors to a seemingly normal couple, the Joneses. But something isn't right about the couple next door. Upon doing some investigating, the couple realizes that their neighbors are government spies. So what happens when they are thrown into a mission of espionage alongside the Joneses? Find out on October 21st when it hits theaters. Let's check out the trailer.
A few popular TV titles are becoming available to stream this week on Netflix. You'll be able to dive back into the world of Black Mirror when the first part of Season 3 will be streaming on Netflix on October 21st. Also on October 21st, the CW original series Containment will be streaming on the service. Finally, on October 24th, the BBC series Dr. Foster will be making its way onto the streaming service.
Also coming to Netflix this week are two exciting titles in movies. The first title is one for your funny bone. Netflix is streaming yet another one of their famous comedy specials, and this time it's Joe Rogan's Triggered. Catch it on Netflix on October 21st. The next title is part of a series called Midnight Diner. Midnight Diner, Tokyo Story, focuses on a diner in Tokyo that only opens from midnight to 7 in the morning. Midnight Diner, Tokyo Story will be streaming on Netflix October 21st.
Well, that's all we have for you right now. We will be back with Mike with a discussion on the upcoming Power Rangers movie.
Hey guys, welcome back to Entertainment News Break. I'm Mike and I'm here with Alexa, and we're going to be talking about the new Power Rangers movie coming out next year. And I don't know about you, but I'm very excited.
I'm also very excited.
Because Power Rangers was my childhood. Yeah. And once I saw the trailer, I've been looking at it. I've been like refreshing everything until this past week when they released a new trailer, and my body's ready for this movie.
Your body's ready.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited for it. I know that I grew up watching Power Rangers. I was the white Power Ranger in first grade for Halloween, fun fact. But I'm actually just really excited to see this movie. It seems like it's just really legit. A lot of the past Power Ranger shows, some of them are a little bit like corny at times.
Yeah.
But I think this one is actually going to be really good.
Yeah, I'm very excited. And I know there's pictures of like their suits, but I remember at the end of the trailer, they like showed like part of their suit coming on, and I really wanted them to show the full thing, and then it cut off, and I was very upset because I just wanted I wanted it in the trailer, wanted to see them moving around in it. But that's one of my brought me back to my childhood because of the suits themselves, like they're kind of the old way they were.
OG suits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it last week and I felt the exact same way when the suits were like about to come on in the trailer.
Yes.
And you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
And then it just
off.
ends.
And I'm like, no!
And you're like,
Yeah.
oh man.
So I'll be waiting for the next trailer patiently. But I know like the actual Rangers are all new cast members. Like this is their first like kind of acting gig. Mm-hmm. I mean, Becky G's the Yellow Ranger. She's like a Latina rapper, singer, pop star, whatever.
She did that singing in the shower song.
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is her first really real acting gig, but there is like bigger stars like Bryan Cranston's gonna be Zordon, Bill Hader's gonna be Alpha, and Elizabeth Banks is Rita Repulsa.
I didn't know Elizabeth Banks was going to be in it.
Yeah, she was the one who's like, I've killed Rangers before, and then like shoved like her in the wall.
Yo.
Yeah, so it's gonna be very interesting how they all work together.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a very diverse cast too, so I'm excited about that. I know that the Power Rangers have always been known for that, just to have very different types of people playing the Rangers, but they all come together to be just like this awesome squad.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's an appearance by the Green Ranger at some point, because he was always my favorite, and me and my brother used to fight over who would be him when we used to act out like scenes in Power Rangers, and I always lost that fight because he was older than me, so he would always be the Green Ranger, and I'd just settle for the Red Ranger, which is all right, I guess, but.
The Red Ranger was one of my favorites. I always just was like, I'll be the guys, I don't care. That's just me. But I liked the Red Ranger. I was a fan of the Black Ranger too. Yeah. And I was White Ranger for a good, changed over the years.
Yeah, I know. Have you seen like someone else did like an adult R-rated version of like a short film of Power Rangers?
No, I didn't see that.
They released it a little bit after the actual movie was announced. So people were like, oh, is this gonna be like this? Because it was like straight up R-rated. People were shooting people, and like it was kind of, it was great in my opinion. Because
adult version.
Because everyone that watched Power Rangers are older, are open now. I mean, I'm not old, but.
Well, I really hope that like kids today just have a cooler understanding of Power Rangers, because some of the reruns that play on like Nickelodeon stuff aren't that great. So I feel like now that they have like a cool base movie, like the younger generation, kind of like how they did that with Pokemon, that they'll be super about it too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping that if this does do well, they do more movies, or maybe even like a series of the original one, but like remade like how it is with the movie. And that's all we have time for right now. We'll be back with Taylor and Brandon after a short commercial break. Thanks.
Welcome back. Questions will be answered, songs will be sung, and we'll finally know who falls victim to Negan.
Kenny Ortega, the director of everyone's favorite musical, yes, I'm talking about High School Musical, is back yet again with another television musical, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Let's Do the Time Warp Again. This remake to the 1975 film stars Laverne Cox, Victoria Justice, Ryan McCartran, and more. Much like the first film, this one follows two sweethearts played by Justice and McCartran, who come across Dr. Frankenfurter, a flirtatious sexual mad scientist played by Laverne Cox, who is holding a convention to showcase none other than Rocky Horror. Get ready for a star-studded cast, catchy music, and what promises to be a timeless rendition premiering October 20th on Fox. Let's take a look at the trailer for the remake of this cult classic.
America's favorite virgin is back. That's right, Jane the Virgin is returning to fall with its third season. The romantic comedy telenova follows the life of Jane Villanueva after being mistakenly inseminated. This time, like any other time, the question whether Jane will lose her virginity is fans' only concern. And if she does, who will it be to? Michael, Raphael, or Sam? There's only one way to find out. Tune in to the Season 3 premiere, October 17th on the CW.
Guess what, zombie lovers? The 7th season of the hit series The Walking Dead is quickly approaching, which means we won't have to stay up at night wondering who's going to get the axe. No pun intended. After what was the most talked about TV cliffhanger, the horror series returns with even more surprises. Fans have been speculating about a second killing in the opener, and that just might be the case. What has been confirmed is a violent, gruesome, gut-wrenching season. Catch the most anticipated show this fall starting October 23rd on AMC. Let's check out the trailer. Well guys, that's all we have this week in movies and television. Be sure to tune in next week for more upcoming movies and TV series.
Up next, we have Talon with another discussion on Suicide Squad's extended release.
Hi, I'm Talon here with Alexa, and we're going to be talking about Suicide Squad and the new director's extended cut that's coming out soon. So I personally thought there needed to be some more explanation of Suicide Squad. So what did you think about the movie by itself?
I thought it was a really good movie. I know it got a bunch of mixed reviews just because definitely. I think they kind of let it on to be one type of story when it was a completely different story. So I understand why some people didn't like it that much, but I personally thought it was a great movie. It definitely could have used more. Yeah,
exactly. At the end, I was a little confused, so I think that they need to have an extended cut. Maybe they can do kind of give a background on some of the characters that were introduced, well, barely introduced in the middle, and definitely the end could use some more. What did you think?
I think, like, definitely with the characters. especially the minor characters. There was so much explanation onto Will Smith's character, like Deadshot and Harley Quinn. And even into the Joker a little bit. They focused so much on, I want to say, like the bigger named people rather than the smaller parts people. There's the guy that had the, what is it? The thing that you throw, it's Australian. Anyway, they didn't really give that much insight to him or any of the other minor characters, just mainly Will Smith, Margot Robbie.
So who would you like to see more of, maybe in the extended cut?
Oh man, probably, I don't want to say the Joker and Harley Quinn, because I don't want to be that person.
They sold the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The Joker and Harley Quinn. I definitely like them a lot. Harley Quinn, that's who everybody's going to be for Halloween, I'm assuming, just because the way they need to have their own Harley Quinn movie. So, but
they are doing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're having a whole movie dedicated to Harley Quinn. I don't know what they're gonna do with it.
She definitely deserved it, in my opinion.
Definitely one of the best actresses in the movie.
Yeah.
Like there was a bunch. I know. I'm blanking on her name. She played the witch, the dark spirit witch.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She was pretty good, but at the same time, Enchantress, that's her name. But she was pretty good, but not as good as Harley Quinn.
I could go for a new whole spin-off on, not spin-off, but a whole new take on Suicide Squad. So I'm looking forward to the extended cut, see what they changed and see what they added. Maybe I could walk out of there saying, okay, now I understand it. Now I do a little bit better with it. So.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, this year has been just the year for like good, like superhero, supervillain movies. It reminded me a lot of Deadpool, how it had like a great soundtrack and a lot of great like actors and actresses. But just with Suicide Squad, unlike Deadpool, it was just, there were so many unanswered questions, and I guess that leaves it open to discussion for like more movies. Maybe that's what they were trying to do.
Definitely.
But overall, I know there are some unanswered questions.
So that's definitely what we're looking for in the new extended cut, is what happened or what else can they give us in the movie. That was definitely what we needed a lot of. Do you think they could even do like a parody of a Suicide Squad?
I think they need to do something like that. Just even if it was just like a blooper reel for Suicide Squad, I think it'd be cool to have on the extended version. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Either that or just maybe even like, I think a Deadshot movie would be cool.
Yeah, definitely.
With Will Smith, because there was so much background, I think, for each character that they were having a hard time. Just getting it all into, I felt like it was a long movie, especially for like a superhero movie, but I just feel like it was...
There was just a lot. They weren't able to explain everybody in such long time that they had. After a short commercial break, we'll be back with Tiffany with the box office top 5. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, I'm Tiffany and we're back with this week's box office top 5. Struggling to stay in the top 5 with $8.2 million is the DreamWorks animated comedy Storks. In the film, storks are delivering packages from an online store to customers until a stork named Junior accidentally starts the baby making machine. Now Junior's new mission is to take the baby back home to her new family before the boss finds out. Will the stork be able to accomplish this? Watch and find out. Consecutive week, The Magnificent Seven made the box office top 5. This week, it's coming in at number 4 with $9 million. Starring Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt, The Magnificent Seven follows the residents of Rose Creek who turn to a bounty hunter named Sam Chisholm to help with the thieves that appeared in Rose Creek. Chisholm then gathers an eclectic group of gangsters to take on the gang terrorizing the town, and once the showdown begins, Chisholm and the rest of the Magnificent Seven soon find out they're fighting for more than just money. Deepwater Horizon is in the top 5 for its second week, this time at number 3 with $11.5 million. Based on the true story of the oil rig that exploded in the Gulf of Mexico, Deepwater Horizon follows Mike Williams and colleagues fighting to survive. But as the fire gets more powerful by the minute, they have to come together and use their minds to find a way out alive before it's too late. Holding on at number 2 is Tim Burton's reimagining of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, with $15.1 million. This movie, which was based on the best-selling book, shows a man named Jake trying to solve clues to a mystery that goes beyond time. he finds Miss Peregrine's home for peculiar children, but the mystery gets dangerous as he gets to know the residents and learns about their so-called special powers and their enemies. Ultimately, Jake discovers that only his own special peculiarity can save his new friends. Topping the box office with $24.5 million is the mystery thriller The Girl on the Train, based on the novel by Paula Hawkins. The Girl on the Train follows the story of Rachel's, played by Emily Blunt, life post-divorce. She is forced to commute to work by train, passing her old home where her ex-husband lives with his new family. Rachel then turns her attention to a nearby neighbor's house and creates a story of the couple's perfect life, but on one particular day she sees something she cannot forget. The next day, Rachel has no recollection of what happened the night before, but she wakes up with bruises and a hangover. She soon finds out there's a missing woman who just so happens to be the same woman Rachel made a dream life for in her head. Well guys, that's all we have in box office news this week. Be sure to tune in next week to see if your favorite new movie made the top 5. Up next, we have Talon with this week's news and entertainment.
Hey guys, I'm Talon with this week's industry news. Disney is bringing kids a new series based off the popular movie Tangled. Tangled, the series released a promo last week and many fans are confused about the content of the video. If we remember from the original film, the movie ended with Rapunzel having her hair cut off, sporting a short brown cut. In this new promo, Rapunzel has her long blonde hair back, and many are wondering how this is possible. Could it be a prequel? Did her hair just regrow? Many questions are circulating the internet right now, but we can be sure that they'll be explained in the 2017 release of the series. Law & Order SVU is making headlines for a potentially controversial episode they have planned for October 26th release. This episode features a politician who is accused of sexually harassing multiple females. Normally, this plotline would not be a problem on the show as they deal with these kinds of issues. However, the episode closely relates to the current issue in American politics today. Within the last few weeks, an audio recording of Donald Trump was released, and he is heard using terms that some consider to be related to sexual assault. Several women have come out and admitted that he has sexually assaulted or harassed them. Looking at the episode from the outside, it could be caused an uproar in citizens over the current politics. Game of Thrones star Rose Leslie has recently signed on to star in an upcoming Good Wife spinoff. She'll be playing Maya, Diane's goddaughter, who comes to work with Diane after she passes her bar exam. Leslie's character, Maya, comes under a financial scam and has her reputation tarnished and Diane's bank account wiped. Producers have reported that Maya will be a key character for Diane's future. The Good Wife ended almost a year ago, and the spinoff is set to release in February of 2017. That's all we have this week in industry news. Up next, join me with a discussion on some of our favorite movies from this year so far. See you next week. Hi again, I'm here with Brandon to talk about this year in movies. So hands down, number one, what was your favorite movie this year?
I didn't get to go to the theaters as much as I wanted to because there was a lot of big stuff coming out this year, but I'd have to say I'm going to go with the big mainstream film. I liked Captain America Civil War the best. Just the ensemble of just the whole cast from all the movies. And particularly what makes Civil War interesting is because, yeah, Hulk and Thor aren't in it, but the reason they're not in it is that it makes the conflict more interesting because they don't have like these guys with like godlike powers on either side of them.
Exactly.
So it's, kind of like the more human heroes having to fight each other, which I thought was neat. And I also like that the Civil War itself, while they built up the big like airport battle in the middle with Spider-Man and everybody, really the big Civil War doesn't happen until the end of the film, which, yeah.
That brought a bigger audiences, bringing everybody's favorite character in from Civil War. That just, being Spider-Man, Ant-Man, that just all made me want to go see it. So that was a really, any other movies you've seen this year?
Yeah, I saw Finding Dory, Pixar's sequel to Finding Nemo, which is also sort of a spin-off in itself, which is mostly just Dory's origin story, as well as like going into the background of like what happened to her parents and just, and it was just a really sweet, very well done film that, as usual with Pixar, had a lot of emotional complexity to it with its characters and story that was very well done, and it went to a lot of dark places.
I did not get to see Finding Dory, but I did see a lot of movies this year. I saw Sausage Party, I've seen Don't Breathe, I've seen a lot of scary movies. I've seen Lights Out. I did miss The Conjuring 2, which I really wanted to see.
Heard really good things about that one.
Really, yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to getting into that soon. Is there anything that you wish you could have seen?
well, Conjuring 2, but I also wanted to really see the first one. I really wanted to see Kubo and the Two Strings, the new film from the people that made Paranorman and Coraline. That movie looked excellent. Instead of that one, I ended up going to see Disney's remake of Pete's Dragon, which ended up actually being a really sweet film. Like, it wasn't a musical like the original, but it had the same kind of charm about this kid and his adventures in the woods with his pet dragon. So it was really fun. What other films did you see this year?
So Lights Out was a scary movie about a woman who had a mental illness. Her best friend had died when they were young, and this woman was in her brain, but she was also a part of her life. So as the woman stayed alive, the scary, like, blacked out character stayed alive too, and anybody that tried to get rid of her name was Diana, Diana would try to kill them. So it was a very good movie. It was worth seeing. I seen Don't Breathe, the blind guy where people try to break into his house and steal his money. So many twists, so worth seeing. So if you haven't seen that, I would really advise going to see that.
What was better, Lights Out or Don't Breathe?
Both had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. Both had me crouched down, like, really terrified. And I don't like scary movies, but my friends, like, forced me to go see them. I would say Don't Breathe, just because it's a blind man. You wouldn't.
It's a neat idea.
Yeah, it's definitely a neat idea. At the end, it kind of left you thinking too, because they make a part 2 to this. So that's definitely something I advise seeing. That was really a good movie. I really like it. That's all we have for tonight. Don't forget to check out Entertainment News Break on Twitter at ENB_IUPTV and also our Facebook page. Stay tuned for next week's episode. Same time, same place. See you then.